This radio station reports, from yesterday began a vigorous weather of rainfall, expected to persist for about a week. The meteorology branch has already issued a yellow weather alert for the rainstorm, which could very well escalate to red.
Such heavy rain. I fear today could be another day without guests. But what if someone forgot to bring an umbrella along in this rain? Would they happen to need a place of shelter during this storm? Well, aren't I a charitable person? I just hope this romantic little act of goodwill can bring me income. No, this should be what's known as the reciprocity. Naturally, if the guests are moved by my kindness and hospitality, they could make the most of it, and maybe purchase a book or two. Just wonderful.
It's finally settled, damn. This condition of 3 to 4 broken ribs isn't a major concern. But even with how this filthy blood affects me, self-healing should take at least an hour. If I can't find a place to hide, then I could be in danger. Time. I need time. A bookstore? So many shops, yet only this bookstore does business in this kind of weather. Is it a coincidence? Or a trap? It can't be helped. I need to secure enough time to hide as soon as possible. Put all things aside, and go in first.
Welcome. So it wasn't in vain that I spent so much time waiting, for a beautiful guest has braved the rain to rush over. Oh, no matter which aspect you're seeing it from, this guest is packed with stories. This should bring the pyramid selling of Lingia into play. No, start by discussing therapeutics. I placed a hot towel there. Now can you wipe the rain a little, or do you need central heating?
So much time waiting? And he has everything that I need prepared. The average bookstore isn't so stocked. By no means is this accidental, the bookstore owner surely knows something. Thank you, and please don't bother with heating. Which faction could this person belong to? Arcana Tower? Could he even be an attendee of Walpurgis Night? Anyhow, this guy absolutely isn't an ordinary bookstore owner. Did you just say you were waiting for me?
Right. Fate indeed works in mysterious ways, allowing this meeting between two who have never met. It looks as if you have come across rather vexatious trouble. 1. Psychological inkling. This come across rather vexatious trouble statement has no meaning on its own, it's simply a psychological suggestion.
Yeah.
When customers make a mental connection to their own situation and begin to grieve. It's Master Lin's chance to instill words of wisdom and emotion for the soul, swiftly bringing us closer together.
I really have found myself in a vexatious predicament. At this stage, I really can't distinguish this guy as a friend or foe. It's best to just go along with his words, and try probing for his identity and purpose.
Predicament? If I'm not mistaken, I suppose it's some kind of personal relations trouble? 2. Vague wording tactics. The general technique of a cheat, clever scoundrel, and Master Lin of course. Namely, keeping your words relatively vague, so as to leave room for both yourself and the other party.
What does he mean? If it's not to mislead the public, then is this person implying that he already knows?
In a word, how about taking a seat first to talk it over?
In such a short time, outsiders were made aware of White Wolf's internal revolt against me. Time-wise, it couldn't have been heard of afterwards. Unless, he's controlled the overall situation from the onset. I'd suffered betrayal. Everything. It's all that guy's fault. Egg of the magic mirror. The spawn of a monster with the ability to entice the soul. All because of its emergence. Friendly feelings for companions of many years have so easily been replaced by greed and self-interests. To such an extent that one wouldn't hesitate to put the organization's power to use to go and obliterate former colleagues. Truly pitiable.
Oh? Such melodrama? It can't be a bad idea. Only when there's enough melodrama so it's convenient for me to take advantage of an opening. No, to propose an immediate solution. There's never just one aspect to any story. Even if you suffered betrayal, why can't this be an opportunity to see others clearly?
It seems that he's known all about this matter already. That's right, as long as an inducement triggers their greedy nature, a scene reminiscent of today's events will develop. Just for different reasons, sooner or later. You're right. But this betrayal has already caused me so much, and I've also been seriously injured. If I can only see the ugly side of humanity now, what's the use?
She's lost so much and sustained harsh injury. So that's how it is, I get it now. It must be that being emotionally betrayed by that scumbag subjected her to sentimental injury. This sort of moment requires an ace order of my kind to straighten out this muddled thinking. But of course there's a use. Now that you understand what true colors and false intentions are, you won't feel remorse for those who've harmed you later on. Even if they once were a person very close to you.
Was this his aim, finding me? Does he need my help for some scheming against the Huntsman organization? His conduct is cunning and graceful, and he abhors Huntsman at the same time. It seems that this bookstore owner is quite possibly a higher order dark wizard. Then, what do you suppose I should do?
Since they're so inhumane. 3. Directed suggestion. It may be worth taking an eye for an eye, and tooth for a tooth. There's no need to be a softie in dealing with this kind of trash. When you reach that moment of full understanding, respond practically to your customer's situation with fitting suggestions. Let Master Lin's soup for the soul and cheap thoughtfulness pull that gap apart, thus securing a frequent customer.
I should be allowed to transgress? I'm not mentally prepared for such thing.
There seems to be something wrong? Never mind, it's just about right. I'm thinking, oh, you'll need this book now. I just so happen to be reading from the Repentance collection. This sort of incomprehensible book is most befitting for such a confused girl.
Blood and Beast? A title I've totally never heard of. Why give me this book at this time?
Face up to it, trust me, and you'll achieve rebirth. 4. The decisive conclusion. After the visitor has divulged their sentiments out, proceed to lead them towards positive thinking. Allow the visitor to have the confidence to take action, and go settle that issue which faces them. The above mentioned are part of Amsterlin's ingenious oratory skills. Little friends, have you given up on learning? Cheers to a new tomorrow.
Thank you for your guidance. I will follow your instruction.
What the F? That's boiled water. You've really done it, huh? I only wanted to warm up your stomach a little. Oh? But it looks like there's nothing wrong. Is this the legendary skeletal exquisiteness and extraordinary talent? Then visitor, please fill out this library card. Ji Dixu. Oh? I recall of Ji Banong, that well-known tycoon who's engaged in exploiting the hidden resources of Zhejiang. His only daughter seems to go by this name? It looks like I've struck gold. Maybe I can entrap. No, earn enough money to embellish the shop front. Patience, I need to have patience. Working steadily little by little is the path to gaining fortunes. The borrowing deadline is a month from now, with a maximum grace period of 7 days. The downpour is still heavy, so I'll lend you this umbrella in company. Remember to bring it back when you're returning the book.
Thanks for your help. I wonder if we can get to know one another?
Could I have unconsciously flirted with what I just did? Could it be that no, it's better to answer seriously. Lin Jia, just an ordinary bookstore owner ready and willing to help others.
So the other party has no intention of revealing his identity. But at least for now, he should be on my side. Then Sir Lin Jia, good night to you.
Alright then, be careful on the road. I welcome your next visit. I did another good thing. Surely enough, a good deed every day rouses the body and spirit with joy. Maybe this is the significance of that unknown existence that allowed my travel into this world. I should clean up and prepare to welcome the next guest. That is, if anyone else decides to show up today.
Fearsome guy, does that mean you want me to finish off that traitor before the deadline? Afterwards, we'll see each other again.